Hi, and welcome to the Preferred Professionals of America podcast. Today we are speaking to Angelina Cappiello, the publisher and editor-in-chief of Preferred Health magazine, a journal dedicated to health, nutrition, mental health, technological advancements in healthcare, social and lifestyle issues, intriguing celebrity health-related interviews, book reviews, and advice from today's top physicians across the nation. PHM's mission is educating their readers to make better, informed decisions about their health. She is also the host of the magazine's podcast show, Talking Points with Preferred Health Magazine, that allows us to listen in and watch these amazing interviews, which have included A-listers Deepak Chopra, Larry King, Fran Drescher, Montel Williams, Jennifer Beals, Sharon Gless, Jewel, authors, esteemed doctors, and the list goes on and on. We are so happy to have her on today. Hi, Angelina. Welcome to the show.
Oh, hi. Thank you for having me.
Super great to have you. And so you have this amazing platform, which is called Preferred Health Magazine. And can you tell us when PHM was created and what inspired you to pursue a health magazine?
Okay. Yeah, sure. So we started Preferred Health Magazine back in 2017. And I was inspired to begin this magazine. Actually, it started out as a magazine simply to highlight top doctors. And I have a background in journalism, and so I really wanted to take this magazine to the next level. And so we did. I started integrating some great interviews, and it caught on. We have a big audience now. We've had some wonderful interviews, and so it's come a long way. So I'm really proud of that.
Well, fantastic. I'm proud of your accomplishments. So I see that PHM, unlike other health magazines, has this mental health edge, and there are a lot of great articles and interviews leaning towards mental health. Why do you think mental health is so important?
You know, I always think mental health is the why in our lives. Like, why do we behave the way we do? Why do things happen? And so I always focus on mental health as something that's so important to cover. And especially nowadays, you see everything happening, what we went through. Everyone has this kind of collective, anxiety and depression nowadays. And so I think it's really important to focus on that. But not only about anxiety and depression, we like to cover other things. So for instance, back in 2019, 2020, when we're all watching the news and we're seeing all these terrible things happening on TV. And so, for instance, we covered an article regarding mob mentality. And I thought that was something that was important for people to understand what is happening. Because when you look at things for, just what they are, you might interpret it differently. And we wanted to kind of delve deeper into why people behave this way, not just a social reason, but what's happening, even, for the ones who aren't trying to start trouble, but, when we're in this group think, which is what psychologists would call it, how we might behave, whether we're good people or not. Like, it just might be part of something ourselves, we might naturally be a part of because we're kind of swept up into this group think. And so I find it really interesting to cover things like that. And so that's really important to me.
I agree completely that it's important to put that label on what's going on and understand the group think and what's happening, because day to day, it's hard to even understand what's even happening in our lives, right? If you're making a run on toilet paper, filling gasoline in plastic bags to say,
Right.
Wait, what does this mean? What's happened? And how can I adjust this with my mental health and make better decisions moving forward? And so speaking of more of Preferred Health Magazine, you have a slogan for it called Keeping Health Hip. What does that mean for your audience?
Right. And so for me, I thought that keeping health hip was more about being inclusive. And it's something that I really strive for. I'm not, aiming for a certain demographic. I really want the younger generations to feel okay with asking questions about their health. We're constantly given so much information, and it can be confusing. And so I really wanted to cater to an audience of all ages that can pick up the magazine, read different articles, because our articles vary. It's not just, one note Like I said, we covered mental health, but we cover technology and medicine. We cover, social issues, so lifestyle issues. So it's something that I wanted people to read and feel welcomed reading it. And it's not, controversial. And I wanted to just kind of guide them along, just as myself coming into this as a journalist. I want to answer their questions. And if they have those questions, I want to be able to, address the issues that they're concerned about. And not just somebody who is retiring or somebody who is, my age, for instance, or, I wanted it to be a broad range of articles to address everyone's issues.
Wonderful. This sounds cutting edge. This sounds new. This sounds like it's the same but different, right? It's the things that we need, but it's also kind of these new topics. And you mentioned just now and a little while ago about this background in journalism. You've been a journalist. You've been a reporter for the New York Post. What can you tell us about your time there and how that relates to your position now?
Okay, so yes, I was a journalist quite a while ago for the New York Post, and that was a great time. Spent quite a few years there. I wanted to get back into writing. I had gone away from it for a little while. I started publishing and worked for publishing for a very long time. And I wanted to get back to really talking to people, one-on-one. I wanted to have those interviews again and get some, perspective from people of celebrities, everyday people like you and I. I think it's important for us to hear these stories and, be able to relate them to our own lives and what we're going through. And not only that, but to, talk to experts in the healthcare industry, get their take and, their reasoning for certain things, and experts in the field who we can, get really solid advice, because overall, I want to be able to provide that advice, whether it's holistic or traditional medicine, to our readers. That way they can make a healthier choice for themselves and for their family. And nobody else needs to tell them what to do or how to do it. Just let them, make the choice. They'll have all the information they need, and that's what I hope to provide.
I can tell from these answers that you're giving me, there's a real authenticity to Preferred Health Magazine. And your magazine is currently available digitally. It's free online. It's sent to over 7,000 doctor offices nationwide, and that's growing. Tell us where your audience can grab themselves a personal copy, or how someone may be able to advertise with PHM.
Absolutely. They can visit our website at www.preferredhealthmagazine.com. Of course, we're available on almost all the social media sites. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. So YouTube, especially, follow us there. Some of our interviews that we do for our covers, you'll be able to see the full interview on our YouTube channel. And we also have a podcast called Talking Points with Preferred Health Magazine, where we air those conversations as well.
Fantastic. Is there anything else that you feel like we left out of our conversation? Is there anything else that I'm not asking you, or is there something that you feel like we need to stick in at the last minute to get people excited about your magazine or excited about what you're doing these days?
Well, I'll tell you, our next cover, our summer edition, will be out, and we are featuring presidential candidate Robert Kennedy Jr., which is a great interview that we had with him, as well as Kimberly Meredith. She's a medical intuitive, healer, and author. We have a wonderful conversation about her journey and what she's up to, as well as for our rock and roll fans, Foreigners bass player, Jeff Tilson. And they're starting their farewell tour, I think, July 6th. So that's coming up, and we're really excited about sharing their stories and, all our readers.
Amazing and exciting. Angelina Cappiello from PHM, Preferred Health Magazine. That is at preferredhealthmagazine.com. We will see you there. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for having me.